So before we start today's session, I just wanted to give an introduction what we do as a Institute for Facility Managers and Engineers. Uh, this institute was established by myself. My name is Ramesh Kumar Upadhyay. Most of you may be aware about me. I'm active on LinkedIn also. And my colleague Jitendra Kumar, we both have established this institute in year 2011. And the intention was that, to impart knowledge, make the people ready for the industry, because see, what happened around in 2005. I had approximately 19 years of experience by then, but that was my first job in facility management, and I myself has started learning there. So every day it was a new learning. So I thought, why can't we should make a program where one stop learning solution will be provided to the people. Okay, so our intention here was to impart knowledge, make the people ready for the industry. And if you are aware, today's facility management job or facility manager's job is not only limited to housekeeping, it's way beyond that. And I'll tell you what all things a facility manager should be aware of. So it's not only somebody from engineering background will be managing UPS and electrical system and HVAC or lighting system or the equipments in cafeteria. They are also should be aware about health, safety, and environment. Now, a new word is in the market, ESG management. Uh, they should be aware about the risk management, emergency response planning. So, financials, even budgeting, financial management. So, a facility manager has to be package of everything. And I always keep telling people, a facility manager need not to be master in everything, but he has to be jack of all things. Okay, the person should know how to clean the floor. The person should know how best he can operate or extract efficiency from the HVAC system, how best he can extract efficiency from DG system, how best he can manage his transport system. So they should be jack of everything. And considering that, we have created this institute, and since last 15 years, we are training, and a lot of people are there in this today's session also who has attended our training program. When Farooq and Rajkumar joined us, that time we used to cover around 20 subjects, but today we are covering around 29 subjects. Okay, so we have trained almost 3,000 people, and at this moment, uh, we will be completed 42nd batch this month, and we are starting next month onward. Sorry, this month onwards, we are starting our 43rd batch. So very soon, maybe by end of this year, we will be, completing 50 batches of training sessions. So what is our USP? Because I'll tell you frankly, IFMA has closed their shop in the country. They used to. I hope some of you must have contacted them for the certification program. Now, I can understand that that kind of charges could not be afforded by people at mid-level and junior level. Except the top senior level, nobody else could afford that cost. So we have designed our course in such a way, and the faculties are so good at times, they do not expect money from us. So the charges of the course we have kept, the certified facility manager course, our charges is hardly 25,000 rupees. And we also, nobody gives this kind of benefit. We also allow those who are facing financial problem to either pay in two installment, and if there is some uh, uh, special request, then we also allow people to pay in 3 installments. And at times, if somebody is very much poor and request us, so at times we allow people to attend our training program free of cost also. But see, we also have our own cost. So that's the reason we do not encourage people to come and ask for a free of cost course, because there are a lot of cost involved in conducting these sessions. So our USP is our content is both similarly good for technical and non-technical background people. Our course language is very much, the language of the course is very much understandable for anyone who is from a non-technical background. We do not teach, how to repair an equipment. We teach how best you can manage those equipments. The best part is all our teachers have minimum 35 years of experience. I myself carry 35 years of experience. Jitendra has a 35 years of experience, and another our teachers will have 20-25 years of experience into their field. Okay, and when we teach, we talk about a lot of examples, live incidents, live case studies we discuss, so it becomes easier for participants to understand the things. Wherever required, we also use video clips for a better understanding of participants. Now, today when Jitendra will be talking about energy management, so he will talk about the global benchmarks and all. So as a facility manager, you need to understand and should be aware of global benchmarks. What are the global benchmarks? How best you can manage your equipments to come close to the global benchmark, and or you achieve your global benchmarks. So there are energy management benchmarks which you need to be aware about, and in our these courses we explain all the applicable global benchmarks. Apart from that, Bureau of Indian Standards, BIS standards, we talk about maintaining the facilities and various equipments. We talk about National Building Code 2016, which is the latest one, which where we talk about a building, fire and safety arrangements in a building, and what is the expected from the facility managers in this case. So now, till now, IFME was offering only one course, that was Certified Facility Manager. And in Certified Facility Manager, we cover these many subjects. Okay, and the course duration is 10 weeks. Classes we conduct on Saturdays and Sundays, and course fee I have already told you about. The next course we are now launching is the admission will start very soon here. We are expecting to start this course from a month of May onwards or June onwards. The work on syllabus is going on. So this course will be for the mid-level and senior level facility management professional. Here we will be covering these four important subjects. First will be ESG management. Another will be facility finance. Uh, then facility operations. This will be another subject. And then we will talk about facilities leadership and strategy. So these are the four main subjects. We are trying to add one more subject here, that will be on travel management, but I'm not declaring here in writing, because I'm still looking for somebody who can, talk about this subject. Uh, Till now, we never had a training program for freshers. So very soon we are launching another training program for the freshers who wants to make career into the FM industry. And we are talking to few companies also. 2-3 companies are already in sync with us for internship and final placement. Okay, so here we will be covering subjects like introduction to facility management, basics of maintenance, housekeeping services, transport management, communication skill, understanding of engineering services, personality development, customer relationship, advanced Excel, and reporting mechanism. So if you see the entry level facility executives who are new, your expectation from them as a senior FM, that they should be good into the advanced Excel, they should be able to prepare the reportings. And I know a lot of people struggle when they hire a fresher. So here our intention is that we prepare these freshers with on-job training, classroom training, and internship trainings. Okay, and the course duration will be 2 months, and anybody who has a diploma or degree, they can join this course. Uh, you can visit our website www.facilitymanagementinstitute.com. These are the feedback of our participants, course participants, and I can guarantee you there were, some participants, whatever they used to learn from us in the classroom, they used to go and implement at their workplaces, and they have come back to us saying that, sir, because of your teachings, we could save 8 to 10 lakh rupees per month from the electricity uh, consumptions. So these trainings will not only benefit you as an individual, this training will also benefit your organization, because ultimately a informed professional, a knowledgeable professional will be an asset to the organization. So naturally your actions from our learning will help your organization to control the expenditure on the facility management services. We also do a lot of corporate trainings. So these are the list of our, corporate clients who had, sent all their FM team members for a training with us. There are few organizations out of these. Anybody joins new in their organization, they are directed to us for the training, and then only, they hire them, and the first condition they put up, their manager put up, that they need to get certified from the IFME. Okay. Uh, we are the only Indian authors who have published book on the facility management. There are two books. You can see the picture of these books. These books are available on Flipkart and Amazon. And these books contains all the information with respect to the facility management. They contain all the standards, like even tomorrow, if you have to calculate water consumption for your workplaces, even as per which standard, what is the per capita, water consumption has to be there, per capita electricity consumption. All this information has been provided in these books. So this book will also help you whenever you get into a senior position. These books will also help you to forecast the costings. Okay, I'll tell you, there are few people now, I don't want to name anybody, they have copied our course content. Okay, and they have launched their own courses. Anyhow, their fees is higher than us, and it will be because they are dependent on external teaching staff. And here myself and Jitendra cover most of the subjects, so naturally our dependency on external teaching staff is less. So naturally our cost will always be less. If somebody of some of them approaches you, just check with them whether they have published any book, or they have authored any book on facility management. You can Google search us. Our name, you can find it here. We are the only people, Indian people, who have published or authored book on facility management. Okay. uh, so this is a sample certificate. This certificate we issues for the certified facility manager course. And once the person complete all the exams, there are exams, there will be 5 exams during this certified facility manager course. Once they complete all the exams, then they are issued with this kind of certification. So these are our website. You can search us on Google Map also. On Google Map also you can see our feedbacks. We have a 5-star rating there. Not even 4.5, it's a 5-star rating. And you can go through all our participants testimonials, which will help you in deciding whether you want to learn from us or not. So with this, I have completed my part today of introduction. I'll be handing over to Jitendra, and Jitendra will take it forward from here.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, Jitendra, you are audible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what we'll be doing today is that we'll be touching base your energy management. I hope this will be informative to you all. And
So before
though because
Jitendra, you take it forward. So on Jitendra's screen, you can see Symbiosis logo and all. So just I would like to inform you, recently we have completed a training program for ISS, which is a FM company, and Jitendra and myself have conducted a session diploma in facility management through Symbiosis. The main agency was Symbiosis. ISS had approached the Symbiosis, and Symbiosis had approached us. So we conducted all the sessions for them. Uh, Stamp was of Symbiosis. So that's the reason you can see Symbiosis background here on Jitendra's screen. I would suggest, Jitendra, you remove this background.
yeah, remove that. Uploaded. Okay then, Ramesh, should I start then?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So good evening, everybody. We'll be touching base actually on environment management today. Though it will not be that exhaustive, but still it will be quite informative to you. Is anybody aware that is there any international certification actually for your energy management? Anybody? No one?
I think this MIT, they are conducting some certification, I think, in MBA.
One is your BE, what India actually promotes. That
Which
is
one?
Bureau of Energy Efficiency.
Okay, they are on.
There is also something, there's an Energy Conservation Act which was passed by India. Anybody is aware of that?
Yes,
Anybody has heard about ISO certification 50001?
yes,
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 yeah.
yes.
So there are so many things actually uh, from a standardization perspective, which we can align actually our operations. But please remember that if I talk about an energy, how are we generating it? Irrespective of whether it is a nuclear plant or a thermal plant, it's all coming from a power plants, and we are using fuels. Though nuclear is a green fuel, I do understand, but still 70 to 75% of the energy globally is produced through coal, and that is the biggest challenge. Maximum uses of coal is there because that is the cheapest fuel what we have, and the carbon footprint, what it releases into the environment, is almost like 850 grams per kWh. And that is a huge amount of a pollution. If you see, if I'm using 100% of a fuel to generate electricity, and if I'm transmitting that electricity, 67% of the energy produced is wasted actually in your as a transmission losses. Effectively, we are utilizing only 33% of the energy which is being generated by the power generation units. So you can understand how valuable it is, because when we are dealing with energy, 67% are going in losses just as a transmission losses. So that makes it very critical actually for us, so that we should have awareness, and we should try to conserve our electricity. And this is why the reason why everybody globally is talking about that.
अभी बंद कर दिया वीडियो.
Even the most developed country, US, still they are also facing challenges actually with your energy requirements. Today we are talking about AI. Can you imagine how much of an energy requirement will be there, and how much will be the storage requirement when we are migrating and when we are moving on actually onto AI? It is that the energy requirement will be 3.5 times more than what IT is using today. And if 67% of the energy is going as a wastage in transmission losses, and still if we are not utilizing the rest of the 33% properly, then are we doing justice actually to anything? Neither we are doing justice actually with the organization, nor with the country, or nor with the environment. Because your energy generation has an environmental impact, and that's huge. The problem is that maximum of the things, this entire power generation, means power part, falls under our fraternity. So we become the custodian actually for this. So indirectly, if I say that, the energy conservation part, or the energy savings part, or energy optimization part, it is basically on our shoulders. So we can't blame anybody else for it, because if we are not doing our job properly, that means we are not doing justice actually with our fraternity. The good thing is that if we utilize the energy properly, the fuel required actually at the power generation units will be reduced. So that means that much of a less carbon footprint will be generated. So in that, we are not only saving our environment, we are also increasing our operational cost of the company. We are by reducing your energy cost, you are in fact helping your management to enhance their profitability. So we are doing justice actually from both the sides if we are utilizing our energy properly. And that is why this course, what we have launched actually, we don't say that we save energy by shutting down your equipments. We don't call that as energy savings. But yes, definitely in a little time, if you go, if I'm operating like 30 TR of an air conditioning, I start operating at 100 TR, and I reduce upon my 200 TR cost, yes, my energy savings will be achieved, but my operations are going to get impacted. So when we talk about, we don't talk about shutting down your systems, impacting your quality of services. We in fact talk about keeping all your services on, and then through the best practices, you can reduce your energy cost. And that is what it adds value. There's so many data centers, like if you see, the energy consumption for them is huge. I've seen data centers actually in India. consuming energy more than a CR. But then if you optimize that, because those are the areas where we have, suppose if you work in coordination with IT folks, IT people also they have come up actually with lot many things to cut down on the energy cost, because for them, energy cost is a big cost to them. Now, any company which is operating a data center, please understand, 70% of the company's cost goes in data center. That's a huge amount. And then, if that is not utilized efficiently, and if the wastage is there, so don't you think that is going to reduce the operational cost of the company? In an IT world, even you guys might have heard about cloud computing. So what is cloud computing? What we are doing? They're basically optimizing the servers. They are trying to increase the efficiency of the servers through the various cloud computing softwares what they have developed, so that a minimal amount of a servers can be utilized to its efficiency. And that is how they cut down their operational cost. And if we work in coordination with them, we do a tremendous saving actually in data center. Please remember, 55% of the total energy cost goes within the data center. That's a rough benchmark actually. If you see, 55% of the total energy goes inside data center. And if you're working closely with them and with their technologies, suppose if their server requirement has come down because of cloud computing, that much of a heat load is being reduced within data center. So then again, those crack units falls under your fraternity, your domain. At the same time, if the servers are reduced, then what will happen is that your energy consumption, your UPS load is going to come down. Then there's again a huge saving. So these are the areas that actually where facilities guys should focus upon, so that we are able to do justice actually with the organization with whom we are associated. Anybody has any questions? Or if anybody has anything to say? Okay. Okay, then let's move forward then. This is the energy consumption pattern. It might vary side by 1%, 2% actually from an industry to industry. But basically in a corporate world, if you see, your HVAC consumes almost 55% of your total energy. 37% is being consumed actually by your other utility equipment. And today, since we have migrated actually to LED lightings, our energy cost has come down to 5 to 8%. So this is what a trend it is today. If I talk about data centers, 55% of your total energy actually goes into server load, 32% goes for your crack units, and 30% actually goes for your power distribution or for other utility equipments. So this is how there's a huge scope actually when we talk about. And I've seen people in this industry. I myself, within an organization, I've saved a monthly cost by 45 lakhs. And I've extracted mainly from your HVAC and from your data centers. 45 lakhs rupees per month. So there is a lot of scope actually. It's only for us to be aware of that and implement those small things. Now, there can be two ways of doing your energy savings. One will require some of your investment, but there are so many other ways of doing it where you do not to invest anything actually. Just by implementing your best practices, tweaking things here and there, you can save a lot of energy. even without much of an investment, you have a scope of saving 20 to 22% actually of your total energy cost. And these are the things actually what we talk in our courses. Now, you know the impact of energy consumption I talked about. For every kWh, there is 0.85 kgs of a CO2 which is being released in the atmosphere. So that means that much of a pollution is being generated just from the uses of energy. Typically, it might vary from a country to country, but India, because our 70 to 75% of our energy consumption is all through thermal plants, that's the reason it comes to 0.85 kg per kWh actually in India. Lighting, yes, since those were the days when we used to use cadescent, we used to use your tube lights, your CFL lights, and now we have migrated to LED. Now, because of the technological changes, there have been a lot of savings over there. But earlier, when we talk about your cadescent bulbs and all, those days, your 20 to 40% of the energy cost actually used to go for lighting. Today, I can bring down to 5%. And even if I want to have a totally free energy cost with some investment, either through solar panels or through windmills, we can definitely do that. There are ways I can bring down my total lighting load or the cost actually to zero. Now, these are the impacts actually. Because of these power generations, we can have acid rains, we have melting glaciers, we have global warmings, we have ozone holes. I think everybody has heard about these actually. There's so many things, talks actually going in the world, across the world today. We heard about the Paris Agreement. What was that Paris Agreement? A group of 130 countries actually, they came together. They came at a consensus that yes, the global warming is taking place and they need to reduce actually the temperature by 5 degrees Fahrenheit. This was the consensus actually. And I think 130 countries they signed actually those agreements. So today, the heat is felt actually globally. We are talking about Arctic Circle melting now. Russia is talking about making a sea route actually through Arctic Circle. Now it's possible, it's becoming feasible because the Arctic is melting. So these are the challenges actually what we are facing today. And what we'll face if we do not do our part properly. Okay. So when we talk about energy management, so that is why your energy management is very much required. It's a strategy of adjusting and optimizing energy using systems and procedures so as to reduce energy requirements. Now, it can be through technology, it can be through new inventions, or it can be through your best practices. In whichever way you do, you need to optimize your energy consumption. To reduce energy requirements per unit of output while holding constant or reducing total cost of producing the output from these systems. So I am not holding up actually, or I'm not shutting down my systems. I'm not trying to save cost or I'm not trying to save energy by just switching off the equipments. We don't call it energy conservation also. When I talk about it, yes, wastage is always to be eliminated. But if a wastage is not there, then by shutting down an equipment and then doing energy conservation does not carry any meaning. So that means if I'm impacting my operations, if I'm impacting my output, so what is the use of that energy management or energy conservation? There is an energy management system internationally recognized, that is ISO 50001. This was set up actually in 2018. Earlier to this, it was a BSI standards, but now it has come down actually in your ISO standards since 2018. Any ISO standard talks about a PADCA. I don't know whether you all have heard about this word or not. PADCA is nothing but plan, do, check, and act. So for for energy management, you'll have to create a team. You'll have to create your planning, actually, what you're supposed to do. You'll have to do your data analysis. You'll have to analyze your designs. You'll have to identify your fallouts. You'll have to monitor your system. And then based on that, you'll have to plan what you're going to do. Educate your people. And then when you implement it, you see whether whatever you have planned and implemented, that is actually working or not. And then analyze your data, like how much you have achieved. So this is what your, holistically, if I talk about, this is what your 50,001 is talking about. India passed an act actually in 2001. That is the Indian Energy Conservation Act. Now, this act talks about verification, monitoring, and analysis of use of energy, including submission of technical report, containing recommendations for improving energy efficiency with cost-benefit analysis and an action plan to reduce energy consumption. Now, your Indian Energy Conservation Act 2001 talks about energy audits. Now, I don't know how many of you guys actually get your energy audit done actually at your organization. Do you all carry out energy audit? And how frequently you all do it? Anybody?
Yes, sir. I done the energy audit.
And what is the frequency of it?
My last company, and I conduct 2 audits.
So please remember, your energy audit is also a part of it's a compliance actually, which many people working in our industry, they are not even aware of that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But why do we need this energy audit? Now, please remember, there are 3 areas in any operating expenses, any company, let it be factory, let it be corporate, let it be in any industry. The 3 major expenses are your energy, labor, and materials. These are your 3 major. Even out of this, your energy becomes a major part. Energy emerges as a top ranker for a cost reduction primary objective of energy audit. So when we do an audit, we try to identify what systems we are following, what technology we are following, what are the scopes actually from where we can conserve energy, and then we put down in a report and share it actually with the management. Okay. So if I'm doing my energy conservation, what is happening is that I'm basically trying to reduce the operating cost of the company. So if I'm reducing my operating cost of the company, my profitability is actually going to shoot up. So can you realize now how important actually your role is working with an organization in the profitability of the company? Okay. Not only this, energy audits also provides benchmark. It gives you a reference point actually for managing your energy. So when you undergo a course and all, we'll talk about all these benchmarks actually of the industry benchmarks, so that you're aware actually what the industry benchmark is and what you should follow. Because if I ask you all, how many of you all have done a calculation of your facility that what should be your actual load actually? What should be your actual energy consumption? Now, don't tell me that you have gone through your bills and then see what is the average cost and you're analyzing based on that. If you're doing it, it is wrong. So have you all done anytime any exercise that what is the load connected within your building, and what should be the energy you should have consumed actually for that load. Has anybody done any calculations on those areas? I don't think anybody does it actually in facilities. If I don't know what energy I'm supposed to consume, how will I come to know whether I'm consuming more energy or I'm consuming less energy? So this exercise has to be done by everybody who works in this facility industry. Because there are so many things actually which can increase your energy cost drastically without even you realizing actually how it has happened. And without even you realizing that you're paying more actual energy cost for your load. Suppose if you're not doing your annual maintenance and arcing has started actually in your bus bars or in your panels, your energy is going to shoot up like anything. You will not even realize. If your PF comes down, your energy cost is going to shoot up for the same load. So there can be so many. There's something known as harmonics. I don't know how many of you all have heard about harmonics. If harmonics has been inculcated into your system, believe me, your billing is going to shoot up like anything and you'll not even realize. Maybe I'm supposed to pay like.
Sorry to interrupt. We had done harmonics at EP81 by one of the
Okay,
agencies. Yeah, and
okay,
plus there were submitters for which we did audit of electrical submitters for a few floors
okay.
at EP81 and 20th floor and the floors which are occupied by Google and all that, so that we can calculate
Mm-hmm,
their load and get the things done. Harmonics was
mm-hmm,
done at the panel side, HTLT side, both sides, and
yeah.
we had to do that capacitance and etc. to rather reduce that harmonics so that
Mm,
flow, the pattern we get, seesaw pattern or the things we get in that system is rather smooth and fine.
mm. So
Yeah,
harmonics,
we did that.
it's a very lengthy topic. It's not a small topic. There are various levels of an harmonics. It depends upon the TSD content, actually, how much TSD content is there in the circuit. There are various methods of eliminating your harmonics. One can be isolation transformer, other can be your rectifiers, your six dot rectifiers, 12 dot rectifiers, 18 dot rectifiers. It all depends upon how you're eliminating it. And all these devices basically does not eliminate entire harmonics actually from the system. There are methods actually where you can eliminate only two harmonics. Suppose if I have a fifth and sixth harmonic, I can introduce a system which will eliminate only fifth and sixth harmonic. Rest of the harmonics will not get eliminated. So that's a vast subject. We have a topic actually on this, and we talk in detail actually about this. So these are the things which is not visible by your naked eyes actually within the circuit. Neither you can come to know by the tools what you use at your site. You cannot come to know from your multimeter, voltmeter, ammeter. These equipments are not going to even indicate whether the harmonics is there in the circuit or not. And please remember, harmonics, if inculcated within the circuit, there is a very high risk of electrical fire within your premises. Energy consumption will shoot up. That is all fine. But there is also a very high risk of electrical fire. So everything, if things are under your control, if you're maintaining it properly, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, then you can get rid of so many things actually. Then we will not be saying that your facility management is all about firefighting. I don't say that. It's not all about firefighting. It's about firefighting only when you don't know your job and you're not doing things what you're supposed to do. But if you're doing things what you're supposed to do, I think then it's a very smooth job actually in this industry. Based on the Energy Conservation Act of 2001, the government of India actually, they set up a Bureau of energy efficiency. That was on 1st March 2002. Now their mission was to enhance energy efficiency. So there is a certification course for this. There are two courses actually for this. One is an implementer and other one is an auditor. So if you are interested, you can undergo these exams. It is conducted by the government of India, or basically BE conducts this exam. The objective is to identify which are the areas where you can conserve energy, where you can reduce your energy cost, and how you can enhance your energy efficiency. It is not for one particular sector, it is for all the sectors actually. Let it be factories, let it be corporates, anywhere. So this is the reason why we talk about energy conservation. And anybody who's working in facility, please remember this is your baby and you need to focus upon that. Because if you don't focus upon that, then I think you're not doing justice actually. And believe me, you can achieve a lot of savings actually from here. You go through even a alumni, the posts actually on a website. So many even our ex-students also, they have gone implemented, they have saved 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs rupees per month by just implementing small. So energy conservation is a practice of decreasing the quantity of energy used for the same quality and quantity of output. So this is what we emphasize. Your quality and quantity should not reduce. If I'm achieving energy efficiency, or if I'm saving my cost by impacting the quality or quantity, then we don't call it as an energy conservation. Okay, so it can be achieved through electrical energy uses, efficient energy uses, where energy use is decreased while achieving a similar outcome, or by reduced consumption of energy services. So, but natural. When I talk about reduced consumption of energy services, here I'm talking about eliminating my wastage. For example, suppose if my load is of 1000 kVA and I have two DGs running actually of 1500 kVA, or maybe I have two transformers running of 1500 kVA. Now, every equipment has its own internal energy consumption. So why should I run two transformers then? I can put the load actually on single transformer and run it actually. So what I'm trying to say is that I can eliminate where the wastage is there. Where the wastage is not there, then shutting down an equipment and saving energy cost doesn't carry any meaning. I have seen people actually in this, because aaj ke din mein everybody talk about the Earth's Day actually. That's a practice which every company is following. You'll see your technical guys, itne ghante ke liye light off kar diye, itne ghante ke liye system band kar diye, or I saved so much of an energy. On a Earth Day, this is what you guys are doing it actually. But how much of that energy is getting saved? Why don't you implement it actually in your daily practices? And believe me, if you calculate all these things, you'll be saving huge cost. You won't believe, I have saved the energy cost of 1.9 CR within a year. So that's possible. You can do. Again, it depends upon organization to organization, what are the things you have implemented, what is the scope. It all depends upon that. Now, energy conservation also results actually into financial capital, your environmental value, your national security, your personal security, your human comfort. So today, if somebody talks about in a metros to spend a night without electricity, we won't be able to even sleep also. That is a condition where we have reached. The environmental deterioration has taken place to such an extent that we cannot think about a survival without energy. So imagine if I'm using all my resources, all my fossil fuels, all my fossil energies, then what are we going to do tomorrow then? At least we know that people are talking about that your fossil fuels are not going to last beyond 2050. We have already reached that stage. So at least if I'm conserving my energy today, we can run it for a longer period, and our R&D people, the global R&D people, will get more time actually migrating actually to some other energy sources. We are already working. Today in India, we talk about so much of a solar, this thing. Your windmills, you can see many cities actually coming across. We are talking about tidal energy. We are working upon a hydrogen energy. Gadkari keeps talking about that. And I think he has a hydrogen fuel vehicle also. The only thing is that the hydrogen production is very costly. So that on a mass production, they're trying to bring that cost down. If that happens, we are working on it. But then we want a span of time so that other research and developments can take place and an efficient system can be put in place which are environmental friendly. So all individuals, organizations that are direct consumers of energy may want to conserve energy in order to reduce energy costs and promote economic security. Industrial and commercial users may want to increase efficiency and thus maximize profit. So whichever way it is, you're not only saving cost, you're not only enhancing the profitability of the company, you're not only making your environment safer, national security, your personal security. So everything comes actually when we talk about energy conservation. Now, when we talk about energy conservation, so please remember, this can happen only when your equipments are operating at efficiency. If your equipments are not operating on efficiency, then you will never be able to conserve energy. So for that, you should know what is the equipment efficiency. People working in our fraternity should calculate. So when suppose if I'm taking an example of a 100-watt electric motor, and if I obtain a power of 90 watts, the mechanical power, the rotational power, what I'm getting, and if I calculate the efficiency, then it comes to 90%. So I should be able to calculate the efficiency of the equipment, my generators, my motors, my UPS, anything, my fire hydrant, my gas separation system. If I'm not able to calculate the efficiency of the equipment, then I will not know at what efficiency it is operating, and unnecessarily wastage of energy is happening. हम लोग बात करते हैं ना, स्कूटर कितना माइलेज देती है, कार कितना माइलेज देता है. What we are talking about? We are talking about efficiency. So this has to be calculated actually for all the equipments actually what you're operating or which is connected actually to your circuit. These are general devices, your efficiency percentage on what it operates actually. But if you deep dive in, there'll be lot many things actually, but I've captured only the generic part. The electric motor is 90%, home oil furnace, it goes to 65%, home coal furnace, it goes to 55%, steam boiler, power plant, 89%, power plant thermal, 36%. Can you imagine how much is the wastage? And our 75% of the energy generation is happening from here. Automobile engine, 25%. Light, the fluorescent bulbs and all, it used to be 20%. Incandescent used to be 5%. Thank God that we have already gone to LED today, and LED, the efficiency is higher. If you migrate actually from your CFL to LED, you save almost like 80 to 85% of your energy cost. Now, there are so many business concepts which has come up in the market today. 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 1 when I say business concept, this energy conservation has opened up a lot of business opportunities. There are so many companies which has come up. What they do is that if you engage with them, they will come, they will do the analysis of your site, they will prepare a report, they will do their calculation, and then they'll share how much of the energy efficiency is possible, how much of energy they can save at your premises. And then what they do is that they invest for you. They invest, if some investment is required, they invest actually, and they extract the savings. Okay. And what company does is that they get into a contract with them saying that it's a performance contracting. So that means it's a win-win situation for both the parties. Nobody is losing anything. I'm not investing anything from my company. The vendor is actually assuring me and he's telling me and he's doing the investment. And then they come to an agreement. Okay, for an example, like till the time the capital is not being achieved actually from the savings, the 60% actually from the energy savings goes to the vendor and 40% goes to the company. So a company is gaining 40% of the energy savings without even investing a single penny actually in the company. And the vendor, he's extracting actually 16%, where because he has done a capex investment over there. And then when this is achieved, they reverse the sharing percentage, like 60% goes to the company and 40% actually goes as a profit to the vendor. Now this percentage can be, this is an arbitrary percentage. This is one of the agreements which I had done actually long back in 2005. There are so many companies which are there. So you can even go for your energy conservation programs or energy management programs without investing a single penny actually with of your organization. And then still you can achieve your savings. One thing is that whether the company is ready to invest that much or not. But there are options today in the market where you can explore these options. This type of a contracting, actually what we call it as a performance contracting. I think I'm done for the day today. If anybody has any questions, you can come up. The session is open for you. Anybody? Was it informative?
Yes,
Thank
it
you,
is
sir.
very,
It was
very informative.
Now, within this 1 hour, actually, we cannot be so exhaustive, actually.
Yes, sir.
If you join us actually with our courses, we dive into many details actually, and believe me, 30 to 35% of whatever is a billing cost is quite achievable. You can save your that much of energy cost.
So nowadays the MSCDCL also is calculating the harmonic, and accordingly they are charging penalty to the consumers.
Harmonics, I haven't seen, but yes,
they are calculating because I have seen it myself.
Okay. PF it is there. Suppose if you are not maintaining your power factor, then they'll levy a penalty on you. And
PF that is there, sir, because it is because the capacitance, etc., etc. But nowadays they are calculating the harmonics also, and they are levying the charge on the consumers.
The reason is that if the harmonics gets developed, entire substation is getting impacted.
Yes, they are doing it, sir, nowadays.
So chances of electrical fire and all is very high.
Yes, sir.
I think somebody has asked questions. Who is this DS? The full name is not there. He has said that it is, but I just want to understand if non-technical persons can join us. Yes, non-technical persons can join us. The reason is that we have simplified our course in such a way that though there are technical topics actually, but we have made it so generic that even a non-technical guys can understand. Because today it is not that all engineers are working actually in this fraternity.
I would
People are
like to
working
add
from
here, Jitendra, I would like to add here,
yeah, Ramesh.
90% of our participants are non-technical. Okay. And believe me, they are doing very good after completing the course. They are, a lot of them are working at a very senior level position. So don't worry about that. And I'll tell you, all our subjects, especially technical subjects, cover part of energy management, whether it's a DG, HVAC. We tell you, what actions you can take without investing money, without any capital expenses. How can you reduce your power consumption? So anybody has any other questions, you can come up or we will wind up for the day.
Sir, apart from your side, any other institute in India who do distance learning by or like weekend courses for sustainability energy something?
See, ESG management is new thing in the market.
Okay.
If you want to learn, go for ESG management, because very soon in our country also there is a law which makes mandatory for top 1,000 SEBI listed company
Okay.
to follow ESG management. But very soon it will be compulsory for all the industries to follow ESG management, because ESG management, see, now today new concept which is coming up with ESG management, green credits. Now green credit will be like, it will be like a money. So the more energy you save, the more green energy you use. Like for example, instead of getting an energy from coal-fired plant, or a thermal power plant, and you buy energy from a solar power plant or a wind turbine plant, or you install your own solar plant and save energy, then you will start getting the green credits.
Okay.
Okay. And that green credit can be used as a money anywhere across the world. So this concept is coming up. If you want to learn more about this thing, get into this kind of courses. We are also in advanced certification. We are insisting on ESG management. We have spoken to some of the experts who will be teaching, because myself or Jitendra, we are not expert into ESG. So I have already spoken to some of the experts, and they are already working on the syllabus, and they will be talking about ESG management.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any
So-
any other questions?
So
Yeah, Ramesh, go
anybody
ahead.
else has a question, please come up, or we will wind up for the day. Okay, I think there is no more questions. So guys, thank you very much for your time and patience.
In fact,
Thank
thank you
you,
very
sir.
much, sir, and thank you, Jitendra, for sharing this knowledgeable facts. Really, we were not aware of this part.
Yeah,
There are a lot of
that's
things.
good that
See, I'll tell you before winding up, because you raised this concern. Uh, Recently, I think 2 months back, we have completed a session where there were senior level, guys from Adani Group, uh, from their Ahmedabad office. Adani has a head office in Ahmedabad, and Sodexo is the vendor there. So these guys were on Sodexo role, and Adani has sent them for a training with us. You will not believe, lot many people from this senior profile were not aware about the standards, about the energy management initiative, the benchmarks. They were not aware. I'll tell you, I was talking about, we did a training program for ISS through Symbiosis. I just asked one question to the people, and they were all managers, site managers. Around 25 participants were there. I asked them how to calculate your per seat cost. I don't know how many of you will be aware, but people even don't know what is their per seat cost. How to calculate that per seat cost? Now, if you do not calculate per seat cost, what will be the repercussions? So see, data management, when we talk about data management, until unless we don't have data, how you will compare? When we talk about, procurement, we say, okay, agar one vendor has quoted for iPhone 16, so another vendor should also quote for iPhone 16 so that there will be an apple to apple comparison. But have you done an apple to apple comparison with respect to your consumptions? Have you done an apple to apple comparison of your per square feet electricity consumption with your another facility, maybe in another city? Have you did a per seat cost calculation, monthly cost calculation, comparing between your two different facility? I hope most of you may be having a multiple facility across the country, or those who are working for CBRE JLL, you people may be having lot of datas with respect to other companies. I'll tell you, when I used to work as a property manager for Magarpatta IT Park, I did a benchmarking there on HVAC consumption. Okay. Believe me, the outcome was very, I would say, pathetic. Pathetic in the sense, not my output report, but the knowledge level of the facility managers. People were consuming 80% of their total electricity consumption on HVAC. Global benchmark is what? It is 50%. How to control that? They were not aware. Okay. Now, if you do not have this information, this data, how you are going to plan if a new facility has to be planned? What kind of HVAC you should install there? What kind of ducting system should be there? What kind of energy saving initiative should be there? What is the concept of green building? If you do not, your Sachin, please mute yourself. Sachin
नाही
S.
माझं नको घेऊ. माझं सेशन चालू आहे.
So, if you do not know this,
तीस
how you are
मिनिटं
going
बा
to take decisions and how your organization is going to benefit out of your, knowledge. So, it's always better learn. You want to attend our course, you are most welcome. You do not want to attend our course, you are still welcome. But learn from some sources, because knowledge will help you with a growth and a better performance at your workplace. Okay, guys, thank you very much and have a nice weekend.
Sir, 1 second, sir.
Hmm.
Whatever you will teach in your course has included in book.
Yes, everything is there in the book.
Okay.
But see, I'll tell you, those who are from a technical background, they will understand things from the book very easily. But those who are from non-technical background, and if you think by just reading through the books you will understand everything, I think you need a better option of learning through the experts. Because we will, when I talk about acha, if I tell you uh, before, it's good that you have raised this question. If I ask you, I tell you that air conditioning is nothing but a heat pump. So do you agree with me or not?
Yes.
You agree? What about others?
Yes.
So yes, HVAC is nothing but a heat pump. What it does? Collect heat from a room and throw it outside. So how it throws it outside, that needs to be explained. And that can be done by somebody who has a subject knowledge at an expert level, who will be able to make you understand in a common language, in a very local language. Okay. Any other questions?
Correct.
Okay then. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Thanks everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.